Well, Emily Johnson looked like she was fired out of a cannon on that one.
That was a nice shot.
Valparaiso Crusader deciding between Valpo or possibly IUPUI. And the senior doing a nice job back there between the pipes. 37-42 remaining in the match. Cathedral in control here with a 4-0 lead, and the fans on the far side hooping and hollering for the Fighting Irish. Keene with a pass now over the midfield stripe, controlled defensively, and again that back four of Cathedral, Wacker, Collins, Parsons, and Zupancic doing a great job. And the scary thing is 3 or 4 of them are coming back next year.
Yeah, they're just warming up like we talked about earlier as far as the kind of talent they've got coming back, and this is going to be a tremendous, this is going to be a tremendous boost for Cathedral's soccer program and Coach Behringer, and he knows he's got young talent and coming through, and you start building that kind of history and tradition, and this is going to be a heck of a result for him.
I think we're going to see another junior netminder, Kathleen Tyson, coming into the ball game for the Irish in the next stoppage and play, with 36-46 remaining here in the match. Now Whitaker again working her magic in the midfield third. Pass on the left wing of play, a little bit of a shove on double deuce there, and Alex Hall. And now the Kingsmen come back. Burr with a forearm shiver in the midfield area. Passing it up, trying to get it to Sill, and kicking it right up the elevator shaft on the play is Parsons over the near touchline. It will be a throw-in for the Kingsmen. 36-20 remaining in the match. And the Fighting Irish with a commanding 4-0 lead over Penn. Mallory Hart, the 5'6" senior, waiting to get the sign from the official here as to what the next course of action is going to be for Penn. And I believe we're going to have a card situation possibly. Number 21 is going to get the gate here, and that's Alyssa Johnston. And that card is going to come at the 43-58 mark of the match. So she'll take a breather. And Strowinski, who had a great game earlier today, really showed a lot of quickness from the striker position, is now going to come in for head coach Mike Luber. See that Penn bench over there.
And we've got a goalkeeper change as well.
And coming in now is going to be Tyson for the Irish, and getting a big hand is Erica McGinn, the 5'5" junior, and she gets a great hand from the crowd, and rightfully so. The 5'5" junior going for her dozen shutout of the campaign, 0.63 goals against average. She's only given up 7 goals all year long.
And she made what was that key save in the first half that could have changed this game. It could have been 2-1. She came off her line, made a great save. The best, the real challenge that she had the whole game, and she made the right decision and solidified this lead for Cathedral.
Well, how many times can you point to a particular point in the match, a momentum shift?
Absolutely.
And that was definitely there. As Penn, if they could have buried that, it would have been a different game.
Absolutely.
Midfield third to Kate Burr. Good angular passing now by the Kingsmen, but now it's stolen by Spina. Sophie trying to break through the defense. She's 1-on-3, trying to do a nutmeg in the midfield area, but a good job defensively by Keene for the Kingsmen. Coming up on 5 minutes gone here in the second half of play. Trail trying to get something going through the midfield area on the far side. But again, the Irish have the answer.
What you're going to see here is Penn's got to go forward. They have no choice. So they're going to leave themselves vulnerable a little bit in the back, and then on the counterattack, Cathedral can take advantage of that and actually put a couple more in. So Penn's has got no choice. They have to attack, and they know they're going to leave themselves vulnerable by doing so.
34-52 remaining in the match. Cathedral on top 4-0. Now midfield third, laser beam to the far side by Warner. A little bit of a miss hit over there, bidding for her second goal of the ball game, but it goes past the far post. And Emily Johnson will come in now for the goal kick for the Kingsmen. Well, we had multiple state championships on the girls' side, of course, by Frank Dixon for Carmel. Mm-hmm. And we've had some changes now, and seems like we're getting new faces in here in the world of soccer right now, Coach. And, boy, I tell you what, it bodes well for the sport. It's going to keep the interest up, and tell you what, just a tremendous day of soccer here at Kuntz Stadium.
Absolutely. And you're looking at two smaller schools that are potentially going to win this if, Cathedral holds on to this, Memorial and the Cathedral girls here. So you've got great parity across the state on the girls' side and on the guys' side as well. And the kind of growth we've had the last 10 years has been just tremendous, and obviously it's indicative of the kind of teams that are making it to the Final Four and the kind of games that they're going to have to play and just to get here. So it's been fun to watch, and it's exciting for soccer in Indiana.
Northern Iowa is waiting for Ashley Sill to make a decision. Elisa Johnston from Western Illinois possibly heading down with the Leathernecks, and then Emily Johnson deciding between Valpo and IUPUI. So a lot of opportunities at the next level for these student athletes. And now into the lineup for head coach Behringer is going to be Kelly Fitzgerald, a junior, as some of the frontliners now get a well-deserved rest. Alex Hall, who picked up a big goal in the first half, takes a seat on the Cathedral bench. Boy, I tell you what, you wait till the state finals to get your first goal of the season. Yeah. That's really picking Alex, the right time.
Absolutely.
Everybody's concentrating on the big guns up front. Spina, who of course got the winning goal, and now is chasing that ball over the goal line for the Cathedral Irish. Looking at her, of course, Hicks, who had 7 goals and 6 assists on the season, and Whitaker with 13 goals on the campaign. And Penn's done a good job of shutting them down, but some of the other kids have stepped up.
And Spina and Hicks being freshmen,
oh,
that's just tremendous. They got tremendous talent coming up and sticking around too. So you can expect this Cathedral team to be one of the top teams in the state next couple of years.
Yeah, they remind me a lot of what Dwenger was back about 3 years ago with all those freshmen.
Absolutely.
Now Penn at the 18. Ashley Sill trying to turn on the soccer ball. Too many green shirts there for Cathedral. Now Whitaker on the counter for the Fighting Irish. Smartly through the midfield third on the play to Warner. Long pass looking for Spina, and she's well offside as the far linesman has the call.
That was close. That was close. From the naked eye, I wasn't sure if she was offside or not when that ball was played, but the linesman had it, and she was off to the races, though, if she had stayed onside.
Coach, for some of the fans that are out there that are just getting indoctrinated to the game of soccer, give us a thumbnail sketch of offside as far as when the call is made. Now, it's my interpretation on it, or my understanding, that it's when the ball is struck, correct?
It's when the ball is played. You cannot be past the last defender before the ball is played. I always kind of use the analogy of a blue line in hockey.
Right.
The last defender is like the roving blue line or the moving blue line. The puck can't be past the blue line before the attacking team's in there. So the last defender, wherever the last defender is, you cannot be past that last defender before the ball is played. Once the ball is played, you can then enter into that space behind the defender. So can't be past the last defender before the ball's played.
Yep, and that's a lot of times I think that's where you get controversy. The fans don't understand the fact on a through ball that after the ball is struck, you can go through
Absolutely.
And get the ball on the other side of the defender.
It's all about timing your run and timing when the ball was played, and sometimes it looks like it's offside, but it's not. So it's when that ball is played indicates where that player was. Was the player past the last defender before the ball was played, or ran into the space after the ball was played? So, and linesmen, have to do a good job of really paying attention to it.
They do.
And being in the right position to call it. And sometimes that is controversial as well.
It's not an easy job. No doubt about that, especially at this level when everything's on the line.
Absolutely.
Coming up on 10 minutes gone here in the second half of play, and the Penn Kingsmen and Strowinski now coming up the field on the play. Losing by a score of 4-0 here in this state final on the girls' side. We've already crowned the boys' champion in 2007, and it was the Evansville Memorial Tigers as they end their dream season with a mark of 23-0-2 and a #1 ranking in the country. So we've had back-to-back seasons here. Of course, the gentleman to my immediate right here, Coach Capsalis for the Carmel Greyhounds. And now the Evansville Memorial Tigers turning the trick here in 2007. Throw in by the Kingsmen right now, trying to get something going offensively, but Cathedral just too strong in the midfield third right now. And Coach Behringer's got to be very proud of his student athletes today.
Yeah, they're doing a tremendous job all over the field, Mike. I mean, they've got solid in the back. Like I said, they're getting strong goalkeeping. They're solid in the back. They're controlling the midfield. They're finishing on the offensive side. You can't really get a better performance than this right now, and they've gotten the result. So they're in total control, and they're looking to get more.
Now onside, there's a shot on the right side, and it goes off the side of the net.